Namaste, yogis. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Today, we're going to start on chair shavasana. Have your props handy. If you want, you can have a blanket on your chair just to get a little more comfortable. Remember to get your strap also handy. And you can have extra props if you want to place a block or a blanket under your head. And tonight, after we get onto chair shavasana, we want to take our strap or the scarf and pass it around the thighs. And you're going to, like, if you have the strap, the yoga strap, you won't do that. If you have the yoga strap, then actually I did it wrong because this one already has the loop. So you can make the loop big and pass it through your legs. If you have a scarf, just tie it around. So measure your legs so you know you have about a fist distance between your thighs. And then adjust your back, adjust your hips, your shoulders. Remember to take your time to also make sure that your neck is long and it's okay that it's extended, but not hyperextended, so you don't want it touching the floor. And then release your hands in anywhere that feels right for you. So you can have them about an A-frame by your hips. Some of us might get more release if we bring the arms a little bit wider towards the shoulders. So it really doesn't matter. You just want to find that place that feels right, but also that can keep your ribcage connected to the floor. I'm going to take a few moments here just to make sure that if there are any adjustments that the body needs, we take our time and we go ahead and shift. And whatever it is that makes you even more comfortable in this chair shavasana or static pose, a static back pose. Close your eyes, throw the awareness down to your feet and relax your toes. Relax your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs, your knees. Let your knees widen. Depending on the rotation of your hips, some of you will feel a little more tightness on your strap because your knees might want to go really wide. And just pay attention if that's happening. We just want to keep the legs in line with the hips. So we want to neutralize our hips by not allowing the knees to flare. Relax your thighs and your glutes and let your hips be heavy. Feel your back relaxing onto the floor. And maybe your lower back is already touching the ground. And for some of us, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes for the back to fully release. And depending on the curvature of our spine, some of us will need way more than that. It can take up to 2 hours for the lumbar spine to fully relax. So whenever you have the chance, whenever you have lower back pain, and if you can go into chair shavasana, it can really do wonders. Allow your mid back and upper back to relax. Notice your shoulders if they feel even, or perhaps you feel one shoulder closer to the ground than the other. If you like, you can adjust just to see if you can balance the upper body, but don't worry if your upper body rotates again, just let it be and let gravity take over. Feel the weight of your arms, the relaxation of your hands and your fingers. Allow them to curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Soften your neck and your jaw. Soften your face. The muscles around your eyes, between the eyebrows. The muscles around your lips. Make a little bit of space between your teeth. And the next time you inhale, fill up your tummy as much as you can. Expand all the way to the rib cage, all the way into the chest. And then exhale from the chest. Empty your rib cage. and gently let your belly drop towards the floor. And once more, breathe in, expand from belly to rib cage, all the way up to the collarbone, rising, and from the collarbone to rib cage, all the way down to the navel, falling. I will leave you to it, breathing deeply and just allowing the body to rise and fall with every breath you take. Don't let your mind wander. Let us take one more breath here. Full deep breath. Send the awareness down to your hands and wiggle your fingers. Move your arms at a T position if they're not there. Those of you who are in T position, extend your arms away from the shoulders so that you feel the adjustment of your upper back and don't let your rib cage lift. Now, when you're ready, bend the elbows and allow your palms to face forward. Adjust your neck, maybe move your head gently side to side. Keep your fingers together and your fingertips pointing up. On your next exhalation, cross your arms in front of your chest, maybe right arm in front of the left. If not, just pay attention which one went in front or on top. Fingertips go towards the floor, but they don't have to touch. The next time you inhale, try to keep that 90-degree angle at the elbows, bring them down towards the floor. You may not touch the floor, that's okay. Just think about the ribcage staying on the ground and cross the arms the other way as you exhale, fingertips towards the floor. No goal of touching the floor with your fingertips, by the way, or with your elbows. You do want to keep that shape of 90-degree, and you want to keep your shoulders away from the ears. Especially with this movement, you may find that tendency to bring the shoulders up. We want to avoid that. Pay attention if your wings are opening, if you feel them closing. When your elbows go out to the floor, your wings move towards each other. And when your elbows, or when your fingertips, go towards the floor, your wings move away from each other. Continue alternating. I will let it, also I will shut it. I will leave you to it, and just make sure that your lower body is relaxed. You're not using your legs or your glutes. You're keeping your abdomen also relaxed, your facial muscles and your jaw. We're going to do 2 more. If your right arm went on top the first time, we're gonna finish when the right arm goes underneath. Release your hands by your sides. When you're ready, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Observe your body. Notice if your legs just relax at the same time as your arms, if you were using your legs or your glutes or your hips, or maybe your feet. Where in your body do you feel tension, if you feel any? Maybe your jaw or your face. Just relax every corner from toes to crown of the head. Now we're going to move the wings up and down. So this first movement is to move them out and in. So now you're gonna bring your arms towards the chair, so towards the legs of the chair, your fingertips down, palms facing up. As you externally rotate your shoulders, you may have to actually draw the blades together just so that you can release once again your rib cage onto the floor. Palms are facing up. Now bend your elbows so your palms are going to be facing towards your face, I guess. Thumbs out to the sides. Keep your fingers together, and as you take your next inhalation, keep that 90-degree angle of the elbows to the best of your ability. Try not to let your elbows go wide. Keep them shoulder width apart, and bring your fingertips towards the floor. No goal of touching. And as you exhale, elbows return to the ground once again. No forcing. If you notice that when your elbows are going down, your ribcage starts popping forward, don't go that far. We're gonna keep the spine as is, as flat as we can. Find your rhythm. Inhale, fingertips back. And exhale, elbows back to the floor. The slower you move and breathe, the better. Two more breaths. When you finish with that second exhalation, release your hands comfortably by your sides, palms facing up. Relax and observe. Once more, pay attention if your feet, legs, or glutes were helping, or your abdomen, or your face. We're going to take one more breath here. Full deep breath. Expand as you inhale. And soften your tummy, release down as you exhale. Wiggle your toes, move your feet side to side, wiggle your fingers. And then maybe hold onto your strap, bring your knees in, and take a few moments here. You can keep holding onto the strap. You can hold onto the top of the knees. It totally depends what feels right for you. And you're gonna start breathing deeply. So trying to expand your belly so much so that it touches your thighs. And do not worry if it doesn't touch the thighs. You just want to expand that much. And then exhale, release. Navel presses down. Notice how your back releases every time you breathe in. Send the breath into your lower back and mid back, closing the gap of your spine and the floor with prana. And then when you exhale, draw the navel down. And notice the shift. Some of you might have a tuck of the tailbone even more pronounced, but try not to move the pelvis if you can. Just make it all about the belly and the spine. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. Release your legs once again on the chair. When you are ready, you can keep your feet outside the back of the chair this time. Adjust just a little bit further away from the chair if you need to. And extend your right leg, flex your foot. So you're gonna keep your legs at the same level. The back of the legs will be touching the chair. And just try to keep a little bit of tension on the strap so that you know that your knees are not touching and you still have them fist distance apart. Flex your foot, press your heel away from you, spread your toes wide. You may feel your hip flexor here. You want to feel the extension of the hamstring. Turn your toes out towards the right and keep that distance, same distance between your legs. You have about a fist distance between the inner thighs. Extend your knee as much as you can. And you're not trying to bring the leg closer to you. Actually, you're keeping the leg right on top of the hip bone. Keep pressing through the heel. And when you're ready, turn your toes towards the left shoulder. Depending on the rotation of your hip, you may notice that there's not much rotation going on. If you have, like if your feet are inverted, like you walk like a duck, like I do. So then your internal rotation won't be too intense. And same goes the other way. If you are pigeon-toed, the external rotation might be challenging. Now, when you're ready, turn your toes back to center, like in Tadasana, feet or standing, and then release your foot on the chair. We'll take a few moments, soften your hips, observe your breath. Relax the right leg now. Same space between the thighs, a little bit of tension on your strap. Extend your left leg and flex your foot and breathe. And we'll try to keep that right leg relaxed. Breathe deeply. Like if you look at the outer edge of your left foot, you can imagine yourself being in Tadasana. And so the outer edge of the foot is parallel to the outer edge of your yoga mat. Keep your rib cage on the floor. Notice the tendency of that leg leaning towards the right now. So you want to keep reminding yourself to have a little bit of tension. Not too much, just enough that you know you're keeping that space between the legs. On your next breath, turn the left toes out to the left, external rotation of your hip. Keep flexing the foot as much as you can and breathe. So we are working on the external rotation, but you may feel that inner line of your hamstring stretching a little deeper. So you might even feel it on the inside of the, like the inner side of the knee. Make sure it is not pinching or you're not getting any torquing sensation on the knee. So important to look at the kneecap and the toes, and you want them to be on the same direction. When you are ready, turn your toes towards the right shoulder. Internal rotation, outer line of your hamstring. Press through your heel, breathe deeply. Don't let your knee collapse towards the center. Keep your legs apart. When you're ready, turn your toes to center. Release your leg and take a few moments, observe. You're gonna help yourself towards the back of the mat. So be mindful when you're ready. Lift your hips and bring the heels towards the edge of the chair. Not too close to the edge, you wanna make sure they don't fall. If you had a block or a blanket under your head, now you're gonna take it off because we don't want the head to be higher than the chest or higher than the shoulders. This is to protect your neck, okay? So you're gonna tuck your chin slightly, making sure that even you can pass your fingers behind the neck. So there should be a little bit of space at the back of the neck. Do make sure that your chin is not back, that you're pinching or hinging the neck too much. It's important that it's long, but not flat on the floor. Keep pressing or pushing your knees away from each other so you have them still fist distance apart. Flex your feet and relax your hands by your sides. Draw your shoulder blades together and then let your shoulders release onto the floor. We're not going to be using the upper body. Squeeze your bum as you take your next exhalation. Keep the small of the back on the floor for now. Squeeze your glutes, push your legs away from each other. Keep your feet flexed. Breathe here. Your knees are pushing away from each other. You're squeezing your bum and you're pressing your lower back onto the floor. And you are also breathing. Keep your jaw relaxed and then release. We'll do it again. On the next exhalation, small of the back goes to the floor. Squeeze your bum, knees away from each other. And on your next exhalation, lift the hips just a little bit without using the arms, without using the hands or the shoulders. And then when you're ready, inhale your hips back down. Exhale, tuck your chin, not your chin, your tailbone, squeeze your bum, legs away from each other, and lift. Just a bit, you don't have to go too high. Watch for those hamstrings. And inhale, down. And exhale, tuck, and lift. Knees away, and inhale, down. 7 more. Five more. Three more. And last one. Inhale, release. Extend your legs on the back of the chair just a little bit here. Relax and observe. Notice your heartbeat, notice your breath. Awesome. When you're ready, you're gonna free your legs, take your strap out of the way. Keep it handy. Oops, sorry. You can bring your foot soles on the floor and keep your knees and your feet close together first. You can keep both feet on the floor and just swing your knees side to side. Your arms are comfortably by your sides. And maybe walk your feet a little wider apart and continue to swing side to side. Maybe bring your feet mat width apart. You don't have to, only if that feels right. And continue to move the knees side to side. Roll the weight onto the edges of your feet. And come back to center when you're ready. Heel to your feet together and move onto your favorite side. Use your top hand and help yourself up on your next exhalation. So you may put your chair out of the way for now. Keep your blanket and have your 2 blocks handy. We're going to take our 2 blocks and place them by your side. Go onto your bridge pose, squeeze your bum, tuck your tailbone, pick up your hips, and place your blocks right on the sacrum. So you do not want your blocks too high up on your lower back. Push them away from your hips so that you feel a gentle tuck of the tailbone. Now, from here, bring your right knee in towards the chest and place the strap on the ball of the right foot. Extend your leg. And once again, flex your foot. You can place the strap on the ball of the foot to help you with that flexion. It's important, don't do it right on the arch, just higher on the ball of the foot. Now, when you're ready, you're gonna bring your, hold the strap with your right hand, turn the toes out to the right, and inhale your leg out to the right. You don't need to touch the floor. Use the strap and keep the left knee pointing straight ahead. And then when you exhale, bring it up. We'll do 10 of those, so 9 more. Inhale, leg out. No need to go too wide. And exhale, back in. 8 more. Find your rhythm. You may count your own. Make sure that your hips are still touching the blocks. Don't let your pelvis rotate. Keep your rib cage on the ground. When you are done with your 9 rounds, gonna stay up and breathe. Turn your toes towards the left and hold the strap with the left hand, right hand by your side comfortably. And now as you exhale, leg goes towards the left without rotating the pelvis. Once again, just so that you get a nice stretch through the hip. And inhale back to center. Toes might be pointing to the left. And again, exhale, leg to the left. 8 more for a total of 10. If you suffer from sciatica pain, this will help to release the nerve. You don't want to overdo it. And if you are dealing with pain right now, please be mindful. Stay away from any numbing or pinching sensation, torquing sensation. When you finish with your 10 rounds all together, come back to center. Take a few moments here. Hold the strap with both hands. Keep flexing the foot and just find that extension that works for you. So some of you will bring the leg a little bit closer to the chest, but there is no goal for the leg to look certain way. If you do bring the leg really close, but you're bending the knee a lot, then move the leg away from you until you feel the extension on your hamstring. And when we are ready, we're gonna slowly and mindfully take the strap to the side and release the foot down. If it's okay for your back, you may extend your legs onto the floor. If this brings any pinching sensation into your lumbar spine, keep your knees bent instead. That's okay too. Whatever works. We'll take a few moments here, breathe deeply. Let us equalize the hips, foot to the other side, of course. So when you're ready, foot tilts on the floor, you can't readjust if needed on your blocks. Bring your left knee in and take the strap. Place it on the ball of the left foot. Flex and hold the strap with your left foot. Your right hand will go by your side comfortably. Turn your toes out to the right when you're ready and slowly bring your leg out as you inhale and back up as you exhale. 10 of those. Keep your hips balanced. Don't let your mind wander. The right knee is still pointing straight forward. Don't let it flare. When your leg comes up, when you finish with your rounds, you're gonna turn the toes towards the right. And you wanna make sure the rotation comes right from your thigh bone. So full leg goes inwardly. Hold the strap with the right hand and bring your left hand out. And 10 rounds as you bring your leg towards the right and back to center. Come back to center, toes to the center. Hold the strap with both hands once you are done with your 10 rounds. And once again, find that extension that works for you. Try not to bend your knees, even if your leg is far away from the chest. It's not about how it looks. We just want to target those muscles. Relax your jaw, your face. When you are ready, you're gonna mindfully take the strap out of the way and slowly bring your foot down. You can bend your knee as you release your foot down. And once again, depending on your back and your hips, you may extend one leg at a time, feeling that extension of your psoas muscles. Make sure your back is okay here. Relax and breathe. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when we are ready, very slowly and with control, we're gonna bend the knees and bring the foot soles on the ground. Place your bum, lift your hips, move your blocks out of the way, and release your hips down. Extend your legs and observe. Relax your whole body. When you're ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles onto the floor, move your hips to the side, and roll onto your favorite side. So we're going to find our way onto our tummy. If you find that being on your belly presses too much your pubic bone, you can fold a blanket and place it under the pelvis just to protect your bones. We don't want to bruise them. Have your feet about hip distance apart. Toes are pointing away. And bring yourself into Sphinx pose. So you want to hug your arms, making sure that they are your elbows are right below the shoulders. Then extend your arms towards the front of the mat, making sure that your forearms again are parallel to the mat. Press the top of the feet on the ground, squeeze your bum and pick up your knees. Shoulders away from the ears. And as you take your next exhalation, press your palms onto the floor and extend your arms. And slowly and with control, return to the floor. Exhale, lift, slowly, press your palms down and slightly forward, and inhale down. If this is too high for you, it doesn't feel right, walk your hands to the front. And if this is too much for your lower back, bring your legs mat width apart instead, still engaging your glutes, pressing your pubic bone onto the floor. So whichever version, if it feels good to have your elbows right below the shoulders, then you're going to be lifting a little more. So it all depends on that back. Feel your triceps engaging. Make sure that all of your knuckles are connected to the floor. Maybe keep your gaze between the hands. When you come up, you may stay here and breathe. You can stay down if you prefer. Eyes of the elbows face to the front. Pubic bone goes down to the ground. Breathe deeply here. Take 2 more breaths. Very slowly, very mindfully, when you're ready, inhale your elbows down. Exhale, stack your hands at the front of your mat. Elbows go out to the sides, forehead down. Relax and observe. You may walk your feet together, big toes touching, heels out to the sides. Take 1 more breath, full deep breath. And when you're ready, bring your chin onto the floor. If that is too much for your neck, you're gonna bring your forehead down. So check with your neck what works. Bring your feet parallel, so your legs are about a fist distance apart. If you need to go wider, remember you can always make that adjustment for your back. Hands by your hips, palms facing down. And when you are ready, I'm going to lift my head just so that I can talk and I'm not too close to the mic, but you will have your chin or forehead on the floor. Okay, from here, keeping connection with the ground with chin or forehead, bring your knees off the floor while you press the top of the feet on the ground, squeeze your bum, like in cobra. Then lift your arms, keep your palms down. We're gonna inhale the arms up, as high up as we can, and exhale down, maybe touch the floor. And again, inhale up, and exhale down. Continue with that connection on the ground with your chin or your forehead. Do not let the neck strain. Keep engaging your legs and your glutes. Move slowly and at the pace of your breath. Don't let it pinch your shoulders, it's important. Don't go that far if something doesn't feel quite right. Stay at the level of the hips, that's good enough. Release your hands down, palms facing up, gaze to the right, toes touching, heels out. Relax here. Gaze to the other side to balance your neck. And when you're ready, bring your forehead down to the floor. Bring your hands under the shoulders. Feet are parallel, so toes point straight back. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale, lift your forehead, nose, chin, and chest. And as you exhale, press the hands down onto the floor. Come up on your fours. Find your tabletop. Tuck your tailbone
round your back and let your head dangle. Pushing the mat away from you, pressing your shin bones on the ground, top of the feet on the ground. When you're ready, inhale, come to neutral. And as you exhale, move your hips side to side. Awesome. Now when you're ready, walk your hands towards your knees. You're gonna take one leg to the front very gracefully, like I just did. Hands on your thighs, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee and step forward and walk it out. Now take your chair again. So no, not yet. This. So now we're gonna go down on the knees once more. And you can have your blanket for under the knees if you like. Just have that extra padding. And when you are ready, you're gonna curl, you know I'm doing it all wrong. You're gonna step back and you're gonna bring your blanket back here. Yes, that's much better. Here. Okay, so now from here, you're gonna step forward with your right foot and you want to make sure that your heel is in line with your back knee. We're gonna take a few moments here. Try to balance your hips and see if you can bring your upper body to an upright position to the best of your ability. So over here, we already feel that calf stretch. So you are in one straight line. So your heel is right in front, your right heel is right in front of your left knee. You're holding onto the chair. You're allowing that calf stretch. Try to send your tailbone back and you may bring your shoulders back a little bit. Now from here, curl the back toes under and use the chair as support and lift. Keep your legs in one straight line. You can micro bend the front knee, and this time we're gonna press the back heel onto the floor so the stretch will go mostly onto the left calf. So you may notice that your hip is trying to go sideways, so we're gonna do our best to keep the hips balanced. Lift the toes, both feet, so that we know we're not cripping, and then try to send your tailbone up like you would do on a cow stretch. Use the chair as support, keep your gaze between the hands. Three more breaths. Feet are active. Navel is in. Tailbone is up. Don't let the ribcage collapse. When you are done with your 3 breaths, you're gonna slowly and mindfully bring that left knee back down onto the floor. And we once more stretch that front calf. When we are ready, you're gonna release the knee down onto the floor. Take your time. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when you are ready, bring your left foot in front of the right until your heel is touching the knee. Press the front heel onto the floor to the best of your ability. Press the back top of the foot on the floor and maybe bring your upper body to an upright position as much as possible. Because your knees are in one straight line, So your balance is going to be off. Well, some of your balance is going to be off. So try to hold onto the chair. When you are ready, curl the back toes under, use the chair as support. Lift, keep your feet in one straight line. Micro bend the front knee and press the right heel back down onto the floor. Both feet are active, so you're raising your toes. And do your best to send the weight onto the back heel. And then depending on what's going on with your hips, with your hamstrings, you may start extending the front knee. So you get a little bit deeper into that front leg stretch, but you don't want to round your back in order to get that hamstring extension. So try to keep sending your tailbone up towards the sky. And we breathe deeply here. One more breath. Very slowly and with control. On the next inhalation, we bring that right knee back down. And upper body back to an upright. Back foot once again extends down onto the floor. Draw your navel in. Press the front heel down. Lift your toes of the front foot if that works. Breathe deeply. And very mindfully, you're gonna bring that knee back down and adjust. Now for the next one, we're gonna use the chair to get a nice extension through the back, and you do want to be mindful of your shoulders. So I'll give you one option. Option one is to hug your elbows, bring your forehead to your forearms, send your tailbone up, let your belly relax, let your chest go down just comfortably for your shoulders. Press the top of the feet and your shin bones on the floor. So that's number one. Number two, if it's okay for your elbows, for your shoulders, you may bring your forehead down onto the edge of the chair and bring your hands in Namaste position at the top of the head in Angelic Mudra. If your shoulders doesn't like that, keep hugging your elbows and keep resting your forehead on the forearms. What we want here is to get a nice curvature of your spine. That lordosis of the lumbar spine will show up, but we're gonna be putting the mant on the upper back because remember that your thoracic spine is naturally like rounded. And so this is just giving that opposite or counter stretch for the upper back. Enjoy the stretch as you deepen your breath. And do watch for the shoulders, please, it's important. We're gonna switch arms. If you are hugging your arms, put the other forearm on top. And once again, relax and breathe. Notice how maybe your shoulders adjust differently here. Try to keep your shoulders even. If you notice that you're leaning or you're crooked on the upper body, try to balance. Remember, if it's too intense, walk your body a little closer to the chair. We're gonna be very mindful to come out. Take your time. Press your arms onto the chair. Draw your navel in. Bring your ribcage towards the sky. And when you're ready, maybe press your arms down and come up on your hands. Come up on your knees and roll your shoulders up, back and down. Awesome. You can put your chair away once again. We're gonna sit. You can sit on your blanket or on your blocks. And we're gonna go on to this, oh, okay, it's almost time, but we're gonna do the stretch anyways. So if please bear with me, I'm not gonna take you there for too long. So we're gonna take the feet towards the right. You can stack your knees. You can have blocks, blankets. You can have your feet close together, or you may bring your knee down towards the floor, whichever works. So in Hatha, they call it the Tibetan nun. The realignment system, they call it the diva pose. I also heard someone calling it deer pose, mermaid pose, many names. So we're gonna get comfortable here. And now sink gently onto your right side, just gently. You may go on to Garuda Mudra. If you're into mudras, we're gonna place one hand on top of the other, right on top of left, like a butterfly or like an actual bird. That's what Garuda means. Bring your hands to your heart center and let your head go towards your right shoulder. If this feels okay, we can stay here. If this is too much for the neck, control that and bring your head a little higher. If you are enjoying the stretch through the side of the neck, you may move your chin down to the right shoulder and up towards the left shoulder just a few times. So we're not lifting the head, we're just guiding the chin to point on that direction. Let your head relax down towards that right shoulder. Breathe deeply here. Very mindfully, you're gonna bring your head back up. You can use your bottom hand to help it up, give it a nice support. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, lean back, extend your legs, shake the tension, and go on to the other side. You can stack your knees once again. It will feel different. So our hips are usually different. So one feels more flexible or is more flexible than the other. So that's okay, just to adjust. Now we're gonna bring the left hand on top of the right for Garuda, hands at the Anahata chakra. Sink gently towards the left without forcing the body. Chin down towards the shoulder. You can stay here. You can stay here with your face or your gaze forward, or you can massage by saying no, like moving your chin down and up a few times. If you find a spot of tension, you can spend some time there. You might let your head down if that feels right. Breathe. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. I'm gonna bring the gaze forward. You may bring your head up, or you can use your left hand and support from your temple to bring your head back up. Release, lean back, extend your legs forward and shake the tension. You have a few options. You can go down onto your Shavasana and you can stay there as long as you need. If you want to meditate on an upright position and sitting on Sukhasana, so you're welcome to stay here in your seated position and do your last asana here Once again, it's all up to your body. Whichever you choose, if you decide to lay down on your back, you can go for a butterfly position if you choose. And in whichever posture you are, just allow your hands to be comfortable, whether it's on your legs. If you're on your back, you can bring your hands on the floor, palms facing up, and anywhere that feels right for you. You can bring your hands to your hips if you choose. Notice the flow of prana, notice your breath flowing. You're going to work with the elongation of the spine, whether you are laying down or sitting up. Tuck your chin slightly and think about the crown of the head being pulled away from the tailbone. And you might notice that your spine suddenly feels a little bit longer, like you have created space between each vertebrae. Keep softening your shoulders away from the ears without forcing. Rising and falling. If you are happy on your Shavasana and you would like to do your closing from there, you're more than welcome to stay down. Those of you who would like to meet us on a seated position, you're welcome to do so. You may extend your limbs and stretch and tense and tight fist and prune face as you inhale, and release all tension as you exhale. You can do that 2 more times if you choose. Breathing in and stretching and tensing and squeezing, tight, 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 prune face, and letting all tension go. Maybe 1 more time at your own time. And rolling onto your favorite side, checking in with your heartbeat, with your breath, and using your top hand to help yourself up onto your seated position. Any comfortable seated position will do. You can sit up in Sukhasana with your legs crossed, or you can extend your legs in a V shape. You can sit in your props. And from whichever plane you are, we're gonna all bring our hands together at the center of the heart, bringing the Ida and Pingala Nadi together, both energies of the sun and the moon. Noticing the breath. We're gonna seal our practice with our metta mantra. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be brave. May I live in peace. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be brave. May you live in peace. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all be safe. May all be brave. May all live in peace. Inhale through your nostrils, expand. And through your nostrils, exhale. Inhale to Om. Om. Observe your breath. Tuck your chin onto your chest. When you are ready, open your eyes, gaze forward, and remember to shower yourself with your own prana and then shake off whatever you don't need. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Namaste.